Okay, Julia?
I have a question for Chuck about your Google tour in Europe. Which is awesome, by the way. It's really awesome. And we see gigs on Sonic, but it's for all over Europe. And we are thinking about trying, something like that. But how did you pay for the trip? Did you break even? Did they pay you? Did you find paid gigs, or did you just have to pay out of pocket to go, or did you make some money? Or
Okay, first I'd like to say that that book that was mentioned earlier, How to Be Your Own Booking Agent, which is similar to the title of tonight's program by Jerry Goldstein, I just bought the newest edition. I have the old edition, so this book is here for whoever, the first person to come up and get it can have this.
Good move.
Okay, that's also what you just witnessed is a demonstration of the attitude that you need to take in getting gigs too. That was part of what I wanted to show you too. In real estate seminars, they used to hold up a $100 bill and say, "Who wants this $100 bill?" And the first person, some people get the idea, just go up and grab it. It's the same thing. Also, if anybody's interested, I have several cards up here. You can grab any time if you want. Write me later about anything. Okay, you asked about Google and the European trip and pay and stuff. Okay, here's how it happened. I received an email in February of 2008 saying that a motorcycle club in Spain wanted to hire us for their annual festival, and I called back and quoted them the figure plus plane flights plus housing, and they met it. They gave us an exclusion. They said, "Okay, we'll do that, but you can't play anywhere else in Spain or France." And I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "But what I'd like you to do is make our return tickets for 6 weeks after we get over there, because I'm going to rent a van, and then I'm going to book everywhere else I can." So we ended up doing 10 countries on that tour, renting a van there. Now, typically in Europe, the club just presumes that they need to get you a place to stay, okay? And they just presume that, of course, they're going to fix you dinner. You don't even have to ask, okay? It's a standard thing over there. The club's the place to stay. And so what we got was I would ask as high as I could, and I got to find generally what I saw they were playing. Most of the clubs in Europe are 400-year-old row houses, which have been turned into a club, and they usually have a sound system there and stuff. So, and I found I was able to book about 4 shows a week there. So I had to pay for the van. In order to get band people to come along with me, I had to guarantee each of them a minimum salary that they would get paid, regardless of whether I lost money or not. I was not able to get them on a percentage deal. Now, I'm going to Holland and Belgium in October for 3 weeks, and I do have a bass player drummer who are playing on a percentage deal. We're just going to split all the incoming money in thirds. So, the first time I did a guarantee, I said, "You're going to make such and such, regardless of what goes on, and you're going to get paid weekly in euros while we're there, or cash for the last payment, U.S. money."
Do you need a lead player?
Do I need a lead player? Well, I guess some people would say I do. Let's see, but so basically, in terms of the money, I guarantee people we would stay in hostels. Okay, I would. Europe is full of hostels, and you go online like Hostel World, and they'll say, and they'll have the menu. They say, "Okay, here's an 8-bedroom. We have 5 bunks left for the night, and put a 10% deposit down, which is not refundable, but it's 10% to book 3 beds at Hostel World." So for most of the European tour, the cheapest way was to stay at hostels. We left our instruments in the van. And we flew our stuff over. Right now, you want to have your amp. You get 2 pieces of luggage. You want to make sure they don't weigh over 50 pounds each, because the airplane oversize and overweight charges now are just going through the roof. Last time I went to play LA, there was a girl standing in line to come over here on Irish Airlines. She was returning. United was the second leg of her flight. She had to be 25, and she was standing there crying, literally, because they were telling her, see, this suitcase is going to be $200. Debbie Davies, blues guitarist, relocated to the east from Los Angeles because back east, there's a gigable city every 50 miles. We're in Denver here. You want to go somewhere, you got 400 miles to Albuquerque, 600 miles to Kansas, 500 miles to Salt Lake. Your real cost of driving your van is at least 50 cents a mile. Okay, so, you know, we always do big loops. Back in the 90s, when we did our first CD, I decided I was not going to end up with 1,000 copies in my garage. So I hired, my local players would not tour. So I hired people that I met at festivals. I had to fly them out. I had to buy drums, buy bass, buy the van, do the publicity. Those were the days when you went to the post office with armfuls of manila envelopes. And I used a magazine put out by Billboard called The Musician's Guide to Touring and Promotion. It's $12 and it comes out every 6 months. And it had the names of the clubs in the city, and it would say Books Spoken Blues, or it would say Books R&B, or Books Rockabilly and Blues. And that was an invaluable magazine to me because
it's got the contact info.
It's got the contact info. Musician's Guide to Touring and Promotion. It's only $12, and I don't use it so much anymore because I still like I don't know, but I did like that. But now it just seems I'm using all the internet stuff. I think I had a member of a couple things. I have databases of clubs and stuff that I've got gigs. But after a while, when you've toured several times, you kind of know the main clubs to go to. You know where you start with it. Okay. If you're going to a market where you have no contacts, then you're letting the internet do the hard work for you. You're Googling and stuff. But you know. I'm just booking some shows in LA for November, and I know what clubs I'm going to start with first, and what promoters, people I've worked with in the past, you know, the ones who've done a good job in the past. You do want to be loyal, go back to the same person that did you a good job, you know. If it didn't work out or something, or they're already booked that night, then you got to go exploring, you know. But, yeah.
When you were talking about taking a ramp over Europe,
And your mic, Barb.
Sorry, folks. I'm just curious, with the change in electrical current from North America to Europe, how does your equipment work over there? Do you just buy an adapter, or what works for you?
There's a box, there's a transformer box about the size of a car battery and about the weight of a car battery that you need for running a rock band. Something that'll do 2,000 or 3,000 watts. They have them at McGuckins and stuff, and they're about $100. And they're all various sizes and stuff, but it converts 240 to 120, so you plug the band into there. Renting equipment, yeah. The deal about renting is we find we would not have time to find a store, rent gear, and of course, what's a store going to think? Here's a band from out of town wants to rent gear for us. The first thing the store's going to think is if they don't bring it back, how do we get them? So
you can't guarantee the quality of the. You know, you can rent the same guitar you might use here and find that somebody ahead of you just trashed it out in the stores and wherever you get up on stage and you got crap in your hands, you don't want that either. So.
Well, if you're a big enough act, then you just specify that to the promoter. You say, the promoter must provide a backline consisting of drum set, guitar amp, you know. If Chuck Berry plays somewhere, there's going to be 2 dual Showmans on stage. As simple as that, okay? And that's the promoter's job. But that I'd say you could do that if you're working at a high level. You know, we're a niche band, and so we're still at the level that we find the less people that we're depending on to do something for us, the better off we are, okay? You don't want to have your show depend on somebody else doing something at an indie level, okay? So, you know, at a major level, they've already paid a deposit, okay? They've sent you, you know, a $50,000 check, and you arrive there and nothing's happening, you say, screw you, I'm not playing, let's go, on to the next gig, you know? So the promoter does not want to lose their deposit. But on the indie little band level, such as we are, it's rare to have